Yeah, hi people. I'd like to just share this story that happened to me a few years ago. I was in a South Coast antique shop in Brighton in the UK, and I came across this lovely hand-turned mahogany vase. I think it's light mahogany. They're turned from one piece of wood. I think somewhere on it there is some kind of display of who the manufacturer was or whatever, but I can't find it anymore. But I looked at it and I thought that's a lovely object and I'm going to take that home with me. So I did, and I've been keeping it on like a display shelf behind me, not right here but in a different room. Anyway, some months ago I was having a Zoom call with this friend of mine, the kind of friend, you know, associate, whatever. And the guy was from Africa, and partway through this call he said, can I have a look at that vase? It's distracting me, so I brought it down. And he said it reminds him of one of the vases that they have in Africa. I think they're called Mafunju vases that the witch doctors and the shamans use. He said his uncle had one. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, intriguing, whatever. And he asked me what colour ball did it come with. I said, well, it didn't come with a ball. He said, well, if that's what I think it is, they all come with balls. He said, just check. I said, it didn't come with a ball. And amazingly, I looked and there was actually a ball in there. And I'm like, dude, that is the first time I've actually seen that ball. Where has that come from? And he said, well, obviously, to us in the West, this kind of stuff's really weird, but to these guys, it's kind of normal. He said that there are hidden pathways in nature and these things can travel. He said it's not the vase that contains the magic, it's the balls, apparently. And then he proposed that we could do an experiment. So I said, yeah, if you want. So he gave me some basic instructions. He said, take this ball, he said, put it in your pocket. So I did. He then said, cast a shadow over the vase with your other hand, which I did. And he said, now the ball should be back in the vase. I'm like, yeah, of course it will. And he said, well, just check. And I checked, and amazingly, that damn ball had actually travelled back. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is well strange. I couldn't really believe what was happening. So he said, can we repeat that? I said, well, if you like. I mean, what is going on? He said, well, just repeat it. So he said, put it back in your pocket and cast your shadow over it. I was about to open it. He said, before you do, he said, just give it a shake to check the ball's back. I said, all right. I shook it. I thought, I'm getting good at this. And the ball had actually returned. He said, what's happened there? He says, because you've shaken the vase with the ball in it, it's angered the gods. His words, not mine, seriously. And what will have happened is the ball will have returned, as we've heard, but it will no longer have any power. The colour of the ball will have lost its pigment. It'll no longer be red. He said, just check. So I checked, and amazingly, the ball had returned, and as he said, it was black. I'm like, this is just weird stuff. And that was basically the tale, really. We changed the subject, and that was the end of it. And then a few months ago, he returned back to his homeland. I can't remember whether it was Timbuktu or Zanzibar, some kind of exotic sounding African place. And ever since then, I've played with this. I've shaken it. I have put it in my pocket. I've cast shadows. Literally nothing works. And whatever he did that day seems to have been accurate, because this ball just doesn't seem to have any power anymore. This thing does not do magic anymore. But it is still a lovely object which I will continue to own and enjoy. But I just thought I would share that strange little tale with you about this African Mafunju vase. Thanks for listening.